that was brilliant because, you know, the minute before, I'm sitting there laughing because I'm like, oh, it's like cute little Daki, Inosuke, you know, they have this like arguing, oh, stupid, ugly guy, you can never get back to, and so on. So it's like, yeah, it goes for that like comedy, it goes for the comedy angle, right? It goes from that comedy, whatever, you know, like Demon Slayer comedy. And honestly, Demon Slayer has a lot of, you know, comedy that is a little bit in that sense, right? So you don't expect it to be like suddenly a death scene. So that was really tricky. Like I wouldn't see a death scene just coming there. That being said, though, right? You know how it is. I mean, I will admit it here. Maybe he dies, but I'm a little bit, you know, like I really blame One Piece now, but you know how it is. One Piece, Fairy Tail, and so on, right? When I see a shonen main character, a shonen like best friend main character guy, a best friend to the main character, having a death scene, I have to say I'm a little bit like, yeah, it's a little bit in my brain, right? I've been through too many shonen animes where they, of course, get back, right? And I think it's very common. And the issue is probably that if you look at the movie, right, or then last season, that we call it, right, the Mugen Train, then you have spoilers now that happened now. So then they have a character dying, right? But he's not part of the main part, right? And it is how it is, right? You know, I would be much more surprised if the next episode Inosuke is actually dead, right? But if Uzui dies, that wouldn't be as surprising, right? Because Uzui, of course, is a pillar and so on, but it's not part of the main part, right? So yeah, he might have died here. But I don't, you know, I just don't believe it, honestly. It was a shocking scene because it went from the comedy, and I would really love, honestly, if he died, right? Because I do think that, you know, too many authors are too afraid of actually killing off cats, right? So of course I would actually love if he actually kills them off, even though he's one of the best characters. I think, you know, I like him a lot more than Zenitsu, right? So yeah. But it would be really badass if the author actually is like, I'm gonna kill off one of the main characters, right? One of the best friends or whatever, yeah. So who knows? He looks to be pierced through his heart there almost, right? Or his lungs at least. So, yeah, and also poisoned. He might die, seriously. Uzui, I don't think it's dead at all, right? Uzui looks like poisoned. I mean, I don't think he's dead. No, not at all, right? No, it just looks like he's poisoned. Like he's just exhausted from the poison, right? Like his shoulder is purple. Because in anime, poison is almost always purple. Doku is the name for poison in Japanese. Doku. Yeah. Doki is heart beating, yeah. So Doki is like when your heart beats, right? So that's like a romantic act. That game is on. Doki is like when you're in love with someone because your heart is like pounding fast. But Doku is poison. So, and also almost always purple, right, in animes. But, yeah, I mean, he's not dead, come on. He's just, like, poisoned. I really don't think Uzui is dead from that. He's just, like, exhausted. He needs to eat some ninja pills, you know, like in One Piece. Sorry, in Naruto, I mean. Like in Naruto, right? He needs to eat some, like, poison, you know, anti-poison pills, right? Or if you ever played Neo, of course. If you play Neo, if you're a ninja in Neo, you can eat... As a ninja in Neo, you can eat like an antidote pill. But you have to be a ninja to unlock those skills. But if you're a ninja yourself, you can then learn to like make your own poison and also anti-poison, right? So you can like cure yourself and also poison and so on. So honestly, I would expect him as like a ninja master to have some kind of anti-poison, both training as I mentioned, but also of course. You know, like antidote or whatever. Like actually really wholesome anime. Yeah, because, you know, like how often do you find, of course they reacted put earlier, but it's like, how often do you find animes where you have this, the wholesomeness, right? It is really, I'm thinking in my head, right? Because, you know, I'm a ecchi guy, right? I'm a hentai guy. No, but, you know, I've seen, like, most rom-coms. I like rom-coms, right? And I've seen, like last year, we have quintuplets, right? That's really good too. We had girlfriend, and so on, right? We also had, like, the love comedy, whatever, Osomake, Nakama, whatever it's called, and so on, right? And this was pretty bad. But, you know, we had some good ones, some bad ones, right? And then, you know, I watched them anyway. I have a very low bar for enjoying horror animes, right? I watch all of them, you know what I mean? But, yeah, like, I don't think I've ever seen a wholesome horror anime, since watching hentai, like actual hentai, because then, of course, they can all be together and love each other, right? But otherwise, it's always like, oh, you should love me more than her, and they're fighting and so on, right? But he got this harem where they're all just like, they're all friends and they all love each other, and certainly they get like, I also want to have this thing, and please give me also, a flower or something. But the difference here, which I picked up at least, I think the difference here is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the real thing, right? Is that she's just getting angry at her husband, right? Not angry, but she's like, give me one too, yeah. So it's all directed towards him, you know what I mean? Where in another anime, most other animes, right, with a horror anime, actually it's a horror anime, what will happen is that the girl will be like, you slut, you're beyond that kind of behavior will be much more common, right? She will be angry at the other woman for getting attention, right, She will be jealous at her, and they will have some fight or bicker or whatever, right? But here they just kind of just jokingly, I also want one, give me one too, yeah. So they're all much more direct towards him, right? But of course in this anime, they basically are, I don't know, this is a flashback, but I suppose they are already married, right? All three of them, to him, to four of them. And so I guess they kind of really come to terms, right, I guess, with having one husband, I suppose, though. So that's a little bit in their favor, though. And there are a few horror animes, I suppose, so. Like Tenchu Moyo, like the original horror anime, in season 5 or whatever it is, I mean, spoiler here then, but it's like an OVA spoiler or whatever. In Tenchu Moyo, season 5, the OVA or something, and Tenchi isn't even the main character anymore, and it's so stupid, I hate the OVA, but anyway, he actually does marry all his girlfriends. Yeah, like, Tenchi Moyo actually, not ends, but in the last OVA, I believe the last, he actually does marry Bashu and Ryoku and Akan, all of them at the same time. And then they have like a massive gangbang or something, but it's of course, not shown, but they have some kind of massive, like, sex part or something. Like, I'm not even joking, it's clear in the episode, because there's a scene afterward where they all come out and be like, oh yeah, it was fun or something. But yeah, so I guess it happens in other animes too, where they actually do end up with, potentially more you had it in GXP too though, his cousin marries 8 females. And also like, or 9, yeah, he marries like 8 ladies and like 1 woman that's like a monster or something. He's like a Ryoku's sister, yeah, he marries like a rabbit. Like, I'm not even joking. He marries, what's his name, Ryoku's sister, Ryoki. The second one, not Ryoki, but Ryoki's imouto, whatever her name is, but she's a rabbit that can turn into a spaceship. So he marries like a spaceship that's like a bio rabbit or something. Mad anime is crazy, okay? Tenchu Moyo, okay? It's a crazy anime. The main character literally, he marries 4 females, right? Like, normal to speak females, and his space rabbit spaceship, okay? Seriously. 5 wives, but during the last episode in the wedding, 4 other females attacked him or whatever, right? And then they better sort it out, and then he also marries them too. So he gets like 9 wives. That's how Tenchu Moyo GPs ends. It is a really... So I guess I've seen this before in other animes where they marry a lot of characters. And they all kind of happy together. Yeah, that's such a weird ending. It is out of nowhere. But yeah, it was wholesome. A lot of nice moments there, getting the flower and, so on. And it was kind of scary. She was about to die. But that actually episode is so strange too. Not strange, but I mean, she didn't die, right? It felt like Hina was gonna die. He grabbed her so everything, right? And because, I could see her dying, right? She's one of his, 3 wives. I could see her die, right? But then she just kind of escaped it. And Inosuke was the one to die instead. Yeah, so that was a shocker too, right? Because she didn't die. Yeah, I would definitely felt it was more like... I'll say, I would have felt that Inosuke's death, I suppose, if he dies, would be, again, less likely than her dying. Yeah, she used to escape and was fine, right? She was like blocked by the other guys and he jumped away, right? She took like no damage or anything. And then everyone else basically died. So that's also, I had to say from the right side, but very interesting how all the other characters, and I mean, she's a nice supportive wife here, right? But the other characters are clearly more important than her, right? From a narrative standpoint. And she's the one getting completely fine. Everyone else dies basically. I just don't know, right? I'm thinking how they're gonna win this fight. Like, honestly. That I have no idea, right? I'm an unknown, of course. I have no perception, I'm saying, for it. But honestly, I have no idea. I'm just like, they're all getting killed here. Uzui, the pillar is down, Hashirama is down. Zenitsu pushes him away, he's down. Inosuke died, maybe? I don't think he died, but he basically died. These two siblings are too powerful, right? Or maybe it's one of them, but yeah, whatever. They feel too powerful. I have no idea. Generally speaking, I have no idea how they're gonna win. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, they get so owned. I'm just like, again, I don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? I'm trying to think of here. What's they gonna do? The only thing I can think of is, of course, kind of the classic supportive side, right? We're already seeing the waifu coming in, right? We're already seeing the waifu saving them, right? So we got all the two waifus, I guess, and they can come in and save him. But yeah, what can they do? We can have like the other ones could enter, I guess. Other pillars could come. I don't want to see that, right? I don't want to see like here comes 4 other pillars and saving them or whatever. But yeah, I really don't know how they're gonna turn this around now. It feels like they are so owned right now that they got so demolished by the demon. I'm trying. I'm just like I can't think of an idea, honestly. Seriously speaking, I can't think of an idea that I would feel makes sense how either Tanjiro to turn it around, right, Uzui turn it around, because they all look dead basically, right, except Tanjiro. It's super exhausted. So yeah, I don't know. I guess assist from another demon, right? Demon Slayer, not a demon, from a Slayer, obviously. That would be one thing. I suppose, though, right, that what could happen is that Nezuko, okay? The only thing I feel right now would be logical, I suppose, for these people to win after they get owned so much, is that Nezuko would go like crazy, right? She gets out of the box again. We already saw her own Daki, basically, right? Yes, she turned almost evil doing that. But, Nezuko's out, right? Her boobs, grows 10 sizes bigger, right? She gets more muscular, her boobs get even bigger. People on Twitter are gonna be like, oh my god, they're sexualizing this demon chick that's like 55 now, she's going boobs, whatever. And, people are gonna angry on Twitter and so on, but it's gonna be hilarious. That's the only thing I could see that would make any sense, honestly, right? From the standpoint they have here, except having, of course, other characters joining in and helping them, right? But, yeah, I think Nezuko getting up there again, right, with her huge knockers, and of course her knockers being even bigger, right? And less clothes, right, because she grows and so on. So people can complain about it. Yeah, I would love that. It would be awesome. It would be, she comes in there, and this is like, haha, now my boobs are even bigger, and now I'm even stronger. I cracked myself up. Come on, it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Come on, I'm writing that. I'm writing that. Come on, it would be hilarious. She comes in there, gets bigger boobies, right? Defeats her. Or all of them. Yeah, she defeats all of them, right? And yeah, she wins. You know how she is. It's Nezuko, right? Yeah, she gets the bigger oppai powers, and it's like, but yeah, that's the review, guys. What do you guys think? How's she gonna win? Leave a comment below, right? So how are they gonna win? I really think that Nezuko is the only character that in my opinion, would make sense turned around. Right? Tanjiro is so injured. I don't want him to just win anyway. Uzui, I guess. Well, okay, fine. If Uzui gets up, and Uzui is like, you won't kill my wives, and he gets up and he defeats them, but he dies. Okay, I can see it happen too. Okay, I can see another pillar, fighting to death, right? Pity's woman. Because, the whole flashback is about him not wanting his wives to die, right? So certainly he might get up and do like a last stand, right, to save his wives. But then he dies, and I'm against that, because we just had another pillar dying, right? So what, are we gonna have all the pillars getting killed every chapter or every arc? That feels like too much to me. But I guess that could happen too, right? He gets triggered by his wife dying, and then he's like, I will get up and kill you, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Comment below. I think that Nezuko getting bigger boobs again is the way to go, right? Bad guys, subscribe, so on. No, I pushed something down. What happened? I just heard something falling. I hit the floor, I hit the table, and it fell on the floor. crazy. Anyway, also of course check out. I think so. If you're into One Piece, right? If you're up to date, I really liked it yesterday. My reaction for that, right? It was the Nami episode. I thought. I'll say that again here, but I think yesterday's One Piece, or this morning, I suppose, depending on your time zone, is like the best Nami episode in 500 episodes, something, which I like crazy to say. Anyway, guys, you guys can have a great day.